Hello and welcome back to the DJDH Eclectic channel. And today I want to talk to you about what's been going on with America, the USA versus Great Britain. Yes. That relationship we seem to be saying we have, this special relationship, is it bending? Is it about to break? Well, this is a story by Paul Coleman. Paul Coleman's director of the ADF, the Allied Defence Formation, and a member, as I've mentioned before. So this is from our chief, if you like. And he wrote this on the 23rd of August, so just 3 days ago, because it's now the 26th of August, the morning of the 26th, and of this year, 2025. And what he's saying is it's no longer a one-off rebuke. For the umpteenth time this year, the United States has publicly chastised Britain over its clampdown on free expression. Afraid so. It is in its strongest warning yet that the USA has spoken, and Washington has branded the UK's buffer zones as egregious violation of liberty, echoing a series of cautions that began back in February of this year, 2025, when the Vice President, J.D. Vance, called out the notorious law in his Munich Security Council speech that America now finds itself repeatedly reminding Britain of the basics of free speech and religious freedom. It's remarkable enough that the reminders concern citizens prosecuted for the crimes of silent prayer. Yes, silent prayer, or offering a conversation. And it makes the spectacle of these arrests all the more astonishing. The intervention is extraordinary. This is the intervention by the USA and Washington. It's extraordinary. Washington rarely singles out its closest ally, Britain, with such sharp criticism. But then again, few could have imagined that in the 21st century, Britain, the crime of standing silently and praying, could land you in a police station, in a police cell, being fingerprinted and photographed and languishing in a police cell until they called you out to be interviewed. And I've mentioned this before, I've been in a police cell 3 times, and the idea is to intimidate you into silence, to intimidate you into acquiescence, to give up, to agree to anything, to not be thinking properly because you've been the victim of intimidation. Okay, but let me get back to the story, shall I? Isabel Vaughan Spruce. You may remember her name, you may not. It's a hard name to remember, isn't it, Isabel Vaughan Spruce? But she's dedicated her life to supporting mothers in crisis. And she's once again under investigation for no more than thinking prayerful thoughts near a Birmingham clinic. Now, she didn't speak. She was thinking prayerful thoughts, and the police approached her. They approached her and asked her, was she praying? And being a Christian, she told the truth and says, yes, I am, silently in my head. And she was arrested. And she's been arrested twice. She's been found innocent of any offence. She's actually received £13,000 in compensation, and they've arrested, and they've now said they're investigating those crimes again. Crimes, crime. I'm standing in a street thinking. This is George Orwellian. This is 1984. This is Stasi of the East Germany. It's a disgrace, and it's happening in Britain, in the UK. Now, what does that say about Britain's self-confidence? If we cannot tolerate an elderly woman holding a sign offering a chat, who am I talking about? Take Rose Doherty, 75 years of age, Glaswegian grandmother, arrested in February for standing quietly outside a hospital with a placard that read, "Coercion is a crime. I'm here to talk, but only if you want." She's arrested for offering to chat to someone, but only if they want. And she didn't speak, it was just on a sign she was holding up. Her case has recently been dropped. Yes, there was ADF, as I say, the Allied Defence for Freedom. We spoke out about it, and the case has been dropped. And America has been monitoring it. America did, J.D. Vance did contact our government over here, and they did drop it. But not before she endured the humiliation of being treated as a criminal for an act of compassion, offering to talk to people that were having a crisis in their lives. It's I'm almost speechless, which is very unusual for me. But well, I'll go on with the story, because then there's Father Sean Goff, a Catholic priest, who faced prosecution for praying for free speech in a censor zone and for parking his car near a Birmingham abortion facility because it had a bumper sticker, and the bumper sticker said "Unborn Lives Matter." Illegal to say "Unborn Lives Matter"? What happened to Black Lives Matter? Was that illegal? No, but unborn lives matter. They arrested him for it in Birmingham, England. Adam Smith Connor is his full name, an army veteran, was convicted and forced to pay £9,000 in costs for praying silently in his head. He didn't speak. He just stood silently for just a few minutes across the road from an abortion facility in Bournemouth, South England. A man who once risked his life for the freedom of his country now finds himself punished for exercising those freedoms. The freedom to stop, think in your head, and then walk on. Arrested and found guilty and fined £9,000. This is not freedom. This is Gestapo tactics of Hitler's Germany, Stasi tactics of East Germany after the war and the communist regime. What has Britain become? You know, these aren't firebrands. They're not storming the barricades. They're ordinary citizens, punished for harmless acts of conscience. Yet under Britain's buffer zone laws, 150 metres in England and Wales and 200 metres in Scotland, a violation of stopping to think risks a criminal charge and serious financial penalties. Tell me about it, please. I'm going to look up a story. Well, I'll carry on. It is this spectacle. The image of Britain hauling a grandmother, a priest, a veteran and a retired scientist before the court for the offence of prayer or conversation. It's triggered such unease across the Atlantic. America's diplomats are making it plain that these policies are not just domestic quirks. They undermine the very shared values that are supposed to anchor the special relationship between Britain and the USA. For decades, the Trans-Pacific Partnership has rested not only on military and economic cooperation, but on the conviction that both nations are standard bearers for liberty. It was Churchill and Roosevelt, just after the war, when we won, who pledged to defend freedom of speech and freedom of religion as universal rights. Not parochial privileges, no. Then how bitter then that it is Washington now reminding London of those very same principles agreed between the President of the United States of America, Roosevelt, and the Prime Minister of Great Britain, Churchill. Now, Britain's defenders of the buffer zones, they argue that women need protection from intimidation. Is prayer, silent prayer, intimidating? Is a sign saying, here to talk if you want, intimidating? No, not in any stretch of the mind. What buffer zones laws newly criminalise is thought, thinking, expressed in silent prayer, or in gentle conversation, or the offer of gentle conversation. It's not about safety of these women that are seeking abortions. It's about censorship. And what does it say of Britain's self-confidence if we cannot tolerate the sight of an elderly woman holding a sign offering a chat? What does it say about our liberal tradition if a priest is prosecuted for a bumper sticker, or a soldier who once risked his life for our freedoms is fined thousands for quietly exercising his own freedoms? For America to chastise Britain over free speech, it's a reversal that ought to sting. The country that once exported Magna Carta and common law is now importing regular reminders on the basics of liberty, and perhaps that is what the special relation looks like in 2025. Still close, but hanging on a thread, or to borrow a phrase, hanging on a silent prayer. Comments, please. Comments. This is your freedom. This is my freedom. This is the freedom in Great Britain. This is the freedom in England, Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland. It's been, I was going to say eroded, but it seems it's gone further than that. Make your comments known. Press that subscribe button. I'm not getting enough subscribers to maintain this channel. Press the subscribe button. Press the like button and make your comments known. I really want to read your comments. I want to know what you're after, what you're looking for, what you enjoy reading. Enjoy may be the wrong word in these things I bring you, because the wake-up calls, the warnings, your freedom, my freedom is being taken away from us, and we're not speaking up. Fortunately, we've now got these people are willing to stand up, and we're seeing it with these protests against the illegal immigrant hotels, the rapes and the pickpocketing and the shop thefts. They are now standing up and being heard, but you need to be heard about the freedom of speech. It's being taken from us, and people are being fined. I missed out something. Let's see if I can find it before I go, because I missed out one of the ladies. Yes, Livia Trosicki Bolt. She's a retired biochemical scientist, and she's in Bournemouth as well as the soldier was, who was convicted and handed a 2-year conditional discharge along with a crippling £20,000 bill of defence costs. For the offence, what was her offence? Well, her offence was she had a sign, like the lady in Glasgow, Rose. Now, she had a sign. Her sign said, here to talk if you want. It's 2 pages, A4, here to talk if you want. Prosecuted for offensive behaviour. £20,000 costs. What is offensive of saying, here to talk if you want? This is the draconian laws that have been enacted by this government on the British people. And you may feel that, she shouldn't be there offering help, offering to chat. But ask yourself, why not? What harm was she doing? Did she deserve to be criminalised? Did she deserve to be put in the back of a car in handcuffs? Did she deserve to be photographed and fingerprinted and put in a police cell? The cold, horrible, stark thing. The door, the heavy iron door, clang behind you. The fear it induces into you. Because she said, I'm here to talk if you want. And a £20,000 fine and a 2-year conditional discharge, which can be reenacted if she offers to speak to anyone again. That's not freedom. That is tyrannical behaviour by the police and by this government and by the law courts. And we cannot afford to allow it to continue. Your comments, as I say, always welcome. I love to see your comments. Don't forget to subscribe. YouTube blocked me. My membership, my subscriptions went down. I lost members. My posts are being hidden so that not many of you see them. I need the subscriptions to show YouTube that you want to see me, you want to hear me. I ask you to press that subscription. It doesn't cost you a penny, nor a cent, not even a rupee. It's totally free. I had to get the slogan in. So be safe, be good, and I'll speak to you a bit later, okay? So for now, bye for now. Bye from DJ, bye.